Traditionally, there have been two ways for countries to acquire new land, by discovering it or by overtaking it. But what if there were another way? What if you were to build your own island? Would you then own that land? It's easy to say yes, right? What's the big deal? But there are a bunch of rocks and reefs scattered throughout the South China Sea that actually make this a much tougher question. These rocks and reefs are in highly contested areas where countries like China, Vietnam, Malaysia, and others all claim sovereignty. The controversy has to do with the way China is approaching the fight to gain control over the area. China is creating land where there previously was none. It's dredging up sand from the bottom of the sea and dumping it onto rock formations to create more land. The Johnson South Reef, also known as the Mabini Reef, has been transformed from barely visible dark debris and water to a sparkly white island. And that's not the only land China has reclaimed. It is reportedly doing this all over and very quickly. On a trip to Gavin Reef, one reporter exclaimed, "I know I have seen it, an island where there wasn't one just a few weeks ago." China is creating new islands and by default making itself the first inhabitant and rightful owner, which is a big problem. The way land ownership works today is that if you own territory that borders water, you also have territorial and economic rights that extend for a certain number of miles out to sea. So when China makes new coastal land, it is also, in essence, increasing its ownership of the planet beyond its landmasses. You can imagine then a situation that self-perpetuates, in which one by one new islands could aid China, or any other country that can afford it, in expanding its geographical influence and control. This can be a potentially dangerous thing. For example, the US government currently does not recognize China's sovereignty over the South China Sea, and the US Pacific Fleet sails regularly through the area. If China slowly gains physical control by building numerous islands, this may change. To see more Seeker, please subscribe. We release new videos every day. And to see our episode on China's plan to build a canal across Central America, click here now.
So I want to tell you a story about a 173-mile-long canal that China is going to build in Nicaragua. The canal would displace more than 100,000 people, destroy nearly 1 million acres of land.